Hey everybody, welcome back to TheScottSpot. I'm your host, Scott. So yeah, this is the question and answer video that I promised you guys. So let's get right down to it. Real quick, I want to thank everybody for who's helped me get this far. We're celebrating 5,000 views today, and I checked my channel information this morning, and sometime last night I hit 5,000 views. So really happy about that, and we're also closing in on 50 subscribers, which may not seem like a lot, but it's really a lot to me, and this is a big deal. So yeah, everybody who helped me get this far from the Let's Play community are my friends, and then some of the other Let's Players who have been particularly helpful, like Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon, Jimmy Barino, and Josh Kyle, especially, and the Headache Heroes, and especially you, Josh. Thanks so much for helping me out. But yeah, let's get right to the questions. I'm going to be playing Super Mario 3D World during all this. Or I'm not playing during it, but putting it on in the background. So you'll have something to look at other than just my face. So yeah, the first question comes from Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon. He said, did you ever consider calling your channel TheScottSpot instead of TheScottSpot? No, it never really occurred to me. I think I may have thought about the name, but I didn't really consider it very long. The reason I went with Spot is because it rhymes with my name, Scott. So, Scott, Spot. But along that train of thought, I guess I could have also done the Scott Lot. The Scott Trot. The Scott Plot. Or even the Scott Shot. I guess I should probably just move on before I start having like serious channel name regrets, because it's way too late to go back now. So yeah, the next video, man, what I'm used to doing Let's Plays, you can tell. The next question comes from Jimmy Barino, who asks, what would you have for your last meal? Well, to make a long story short, I would have a Thai shrimp wrap from Schooners at Panama City Beach. For those not in the know, which is probably everybody, there's this beachside restaurant in Panama City called Schooners, and I went there once back in October when I was just on vacation, and got a Thai shrimp wrap, which the menu describes as large shrimp with basil and ginger rolled in wonton wraps, fried and served with sweet chili soy sauce. Now, I love me some shrimp, but I never had them in a wrap before, so I tried this, and oh my god, it was like heaven in your mouth. It's like, that's probably the closest I've ever had to come to having a food orgasm. But yeah, so if you're ever in Panama City Beach, definitely try that. So his next question is, what has inspired you to make YouTube videos, and where do you want to be a year from now with your channel? Now this is a really difficult question, because I really haven't thought that far ahead. I mean, obviously I would like more views and subscribes, but there's not a number I have in mind, and really I'm not doing this for the views or the subscriptions. I'm just doing this for fun. Before I started doing these Let's Play videos, I was actually doing text Let's Plays where I just wrote down what was happening in the game and my general thoughts on it on my Facebook page, but that got old quick because it made getting through the game take forever, because all the time writing everything out took a long time. So I thought, if I switch to videos, I can get through the games a lot faster. Well, I'm not sure that turned out to be true, because since I do it in 15-minute segments, it's taken me forever to get through one game. I mean, I started The Last of Us back in July, and we're just now like a little over halfway through the game. So there's that. I think in the future I might try to stick down to 2 Let's Plays, or I don't know, do 30-minute episodes, or maybe even only do one at a time. If you guys have any advice on that, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But yeah, and then he says, and where do you want to be a year from now with your channel? I think I already covered that. And really what inspired me, I just think it's fun. and I like to see other people's reactions, and it kind of turned into a group activity. Okay, so thanks, Jimmy, for your questions, and thanks for being awesome. So the next set of questions comes from Alex1Up on the R Let's Play community on Reddit, and he actually asked 5 different questions, so we're going to be here a minute. But thanks, Alex, because I wouldn't have had a lot of questions without you. The first question is, would you rather be the most popular kid in school or the smartest kid in school? This is probably the... at first I thought that I would want to be the most popular, because when I was in school, I was definitely not the most popular. I got a lot more friends in high school. High school wasn't that bad, but middle school and elementary school, I barely had any friends. Like, I could probably count people I would consider my friends on one hand. So yeah. But then I realized, the popular people don't stay popular forever. They eventually fall. Like, I know probably the most popular guy in high school is now has a beer belly. Typical, right? But I'd rather suffer through an unpopular grade school life and then be super smart and have an awesome future ahead of me. Because the smart people, they have the skills to make a lot of money, right? Not that life's all about money, but you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so his next question is, what did you do last weekend? And this question could be asked 2 different ways. It could mean the weekend before the question was originally asked, or the weekend before the recording of this video. So, at the time of the question's asking, the previous weekend I just studied, and you may be asking, Scott, why were you studying? You graduated college a long time ago. Well, unfortunately, when I graduated college, I got a big boy job, and I'm actually an IT consultant for the company I work at now. But they want me to get a bunch of Microsoft certifications. So I basically have 10 exams I have to study for, and that's basically all I do in my free time when I'm not Let's Playing, unfortunately. Unless I'm like out on it's a Friday night and I'm out on the town with my buddies or whatever. But yeah, so I just studied that whole weekend because I had a test coming up. And at the time of this video's, last weekend, before this video was recorded, I went home to spend the Christmas holiday with my parents. I can't remember doing anything in particular that was special, other than I started a DS game, 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and that's going. That's an interesting game so far. I'm not sure it lives up to the hype, but it's definitely fun. But anyway, next question: what is the best thing that happened to you this week? Okay, so that's another time-sensitive question. The best thing that happened to me the week that question was asked. Not a whole lot. I had my wisdom teeth removed, all 4 of them. And it was actually a surprise. I did not know that they were going to remove those before I went into the dentist office. So most of my week revolved around that, recovering and taking medicine and stuff, and I had to change my work schedule up. So that was fun. But at the time of the week before this week, or the best thing that happened to me at the time of this recording was probably Christmas, if Christmas can still be considered to be a part of this week. So his next question is, would you rather be the best player on a horrible team or the worst player on a great team? This is probably the easiest question that's been asked me. I would much rather be the worst player on a great team. The reason for that is, even though you might not get the individual stardom, you're still on an awesome team that's probably winning a lot, which is a lot more fun on a team that is losing a lot, right? So I'd much rather live the high life with my team that wins all the time. And then the next question is, what's the longest you have gone without sleep? Probably 2 days, maybe 3, but I'm hesitant to say that. I usually try to be in bed by midnight, and then actually I'll maybe watch some Netflix or play something on my DS or whatever, and then I'll hopefully be asleep by around 2. I know when I was younger, I stayed up a lot more than I do now. I would, especially in like the era of like the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation. I remember playing games like Donkey Kong 64 and Paper Mario and Sonic R all night long. Like, I would just sit there in front of the TV with my little eyes wide. But yeah, sleep's important, so sleep as much as you can. Yeah, so the next question and our final question comes from the Dive Gamers, who asks if you. Oh, by the way, they're doing a Let's Play Pokemon Snap right now. I urge you to check it out. If you were trapped on an island with only 3 games and 1 console for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And I would like to just say that is definitely the most difficult question that I received. So yeah, there are so many games. Like, I know what my favorite games of all time are, but I don't know that I'd want to have just those three, you know, because my favorite games aren't necessarily have a super high replay value. I mean, I've replayed them many times, but I don't know if I'd want to replay them one after another, you know. So to answer the question, if PC counts and I have an internet connection, I would probably want to get like some massively multiplayer type things like the World of Warcraft or the Sims 3 or Final Fantasy 11. I think those are the three I would pick. Not that I've ever played any of those games, so it may seem insane to take games that I've never played before, but I know those games have a super high replay value, and I think that would keep things interesting. If saying the PC isn't a fair answer to this question, then I would definitely say, I thought about this quite a bit, I would want to get the PS3 because I can get Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8 off the PSN, and coming out in March is the Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 HD collection. So I would make those three my games of choice. And you may be like, Scott, why would you pick 3 Final Fantasy titles? Don't you think that would get repetitive? Well, those games in particular, there's so many ways you can augment the game with like your own special challenges or whatever. Like you can do, for example, Final Fantasy 8, you can do a run without ever leveling up. Final Fantasy 10 has the no sphere grid challenge. I mean, there's unlimited potential for replay value on those. So yeah, that's what I would go with. I'll go ahead and mention some other games I considered. The Orange Box, just because it has Half-Life, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, and most important, Team Fortress 2, which would be another good one to have. Not that I've ever played it. And then also Portal, which is one of my favorite games. And just in general, I really think that I wish that more game developers came out with like compilation games where it had a lot more games on one disc. I also thought about Mario Kart Wii, just because of the online aspect, and you know I love Mario Kart, a lot of replay value there. The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition, just because it has Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 on there. So that's another collection. Sonic Mega Collection Plus, just because, I mean, that has like 15 or 20 Sonic games on there. So that's a lot of replay value. It's like 15 games for up the price of one. Wind Waker HD, just because I love the Wind Waker. Mario Party 4 or 6, because no Mario Party is the same. Each game is different. Animal Crossing A New Leaf, because that can keep you busy for a really long time. I haven't played it, but I have played all the other Animal Crossing games, and they're quite interesting, and you can definitely spend a lot of time on those. And finally, I also considered Super Smash Bros. Brawl, just because, I mean, hey, Super Smash Bros. Is freaking awesome. And then, I know I said that was the last question, but we got a bonus question here that comes from Agent Core. He asks, do I miss my molars? Tongue Faith. And ha 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 ha. Well, thanks, first of all, Agent Core. He actually, I made a post about it on Google Plus, so that's how he knows about my wisdom teeth being missing. Yes, I do miss them. Like I said, I didn't really go through a lot of pain, or I haven't gone through a lot of pain, really. But it's so weird not having them, because you're used to having those teeth in the back of your mouth. So, like, I don't know, I still feel like they should be there. And then it's weird eating without them, it's difficult, and then I'm constantly I'll be like moving my tongue around my mouth, and I'll find like food from 2 meals ago that got caked into the sockets where the teeth used to be. It's just weird. I wish I had them back, honestly. But, well. But yeah, so that's about all the questions we have. Thanks everybody that helped me put this together. So I'll just let you... real quick, if you want to ask more questions, feel free to do so in the comments, and I will include them in the next time I do this. I don't know when that'll be, but I definitely want to do it again. It'll probably highly depend on... it'll be another milestone, probably, maybe 10,000 views or 100 subscribers or whatever. But yeah, so again, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that you continue to enjoy my videos. I'm going to peace out now. Yeah, so I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching The Scott Spot.